Hello, BSTARS. My name is Tiana Piles, co-founder of BSTARS, Breastfeeding Sisters that are receiving support. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday BSTARS Live Meetup. I am so excited. I've missed you all. Lots going on in breastfeeding world, lots going on in my personal life with health and all. So I have appreciated your patience with me. But we are trying to get ourselves back on track and bringing you some really exciting information this evening. So first, how are you? How are you doing? I pray that you all are taking very good care of yourself and tying a little bit of self-care along the way. The work is extremely and continues to be extremely heavy, but we know your heart and your passion, as you all know mine. And so I have appreciated you all in all the different capacities in which we work together in this work. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm super excited about our topic today. This has been a long time in coming. From day one, you all have known that we are on a mission, a journey. This is a ministry, if you will, in order to help support our sisters with breastfeeding education and support. What's amazing about it, though, is that it's turned into a sisterhood. It's a way of life. It's a culture, part of our culture. And so with that, there have been so many wonderful circles of support that go way beyond just breastfeeding. And so in that, how do we know what we're doing right? How do we know what we need to improve on? How do we know what you need and others of our sisters as we move forward in this important work? And so the way to do that is to be able to start collecting some true data. And I know that we have been very instrumental in helping other organizations to collect data in a safe space, something that, we're not being used because we have enough of that going on, but in a safe space, controlled space, and also one that we control, and that the information will be disseminated out to see how we're doing as a whole. And so I'm excited for this journey. So what we're going to do is to meet our master student who is joining us to help us in this important work. Her name is Charlicia Blue, and I'm going to have her introduce herself. First, Charlicia, how are you doing this evening? Oh, and let me turn Instagram around. Da, 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 da.
Hi.
Yes. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure for me to get to know you, but I first want to just know how you're doing this evening.
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. I'm thankful for BSTARS and all the work that is done in the community and how it's helping all different types of women from a lot of different backgrounds. I'm happy to be here. I feel extremely ecstatic and I feel blessed to share this space right now.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel the same. You were brought to us by way of Nikia, wonderful midwife sister, who is just have been a blessing to us in this work, who works at Choices. And so when you said her name, it was like, oh, okay, whatever we got to do, we gonna make this work. Whatever you need, you have come from wonderful resources, and so we will make sure to be able to support in whatever way we can. So, but then from there, it just has been a really good fit. Okay, so first, Charlicia, tell us a little bit about yourself personally, and
Okay.
then we'll go into some of the work.
All right. So, me personally, I am 27 years old. I just turned 27 in June. Um, and I'm an only child. I've always kind of been interested in midwifery um, and learning about the childbirthing process. And that includes any process, not just like childbirth, it includes the entire experience. I like to be focused on like a holistic concept of birth, and that includes the connection between the mind, body, and spirit. But that kind of stemmed from like when I got my first bachelor's degree. I took a culture, sex, and childbirth class, and ever since then, I've kind of been crazy about childbirth. I've been crazy about every component, and I'm just so eager to help out in whatever way I can.
Girl, that's amazing. You said when you got first got your first bachelor's degree. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Congratulations and
Thank
happy
you.
belated. I know I said happy day, but I'm saying officially happy belated day to you.
Thank you.
What a blessing. I'm so glad that you were born. And
Thank you.
so, awesome. Okay. All right. So your studies now at the University of Memphis.
Mhm.
And so working on your master's, what is that degree in? And what brought you our way?
Okay, so my degree is in anthropology, and it's basically the study of like human beings, the study of humanity in general. And I kind of wanted to use it as like it's like an extra mode of education before I started my journey as an actual midwifery practitioner. I wanted to learn more about different cultures and see the holes in maybe my own perceptions and see how I could perceive the lives of other individuals so that I can just be the best practitioner that I can be so that I could advocate for the women that I'm trying to help in the future. So that's kind of what my medical anthropology degree is kind of looking at. We've studied a lot. We've studied like holistic um, we studied medical etiologies, which is basically listening to the concerns of people in order to really just figure out what's going on. And I'm just, it's such a um, enriching experience. And I have 1 year left, and it's just everything just seems so exciting. It's like the beginning of my journey.
Awesome. Yeah, well, a year left. My goodness. Uh, and so we're blessed to be able to have you in support of what we were in need of desperately to do. BSTARS, we do a lot, but our team is small. And so in helping for capacity building beyond collecting this needed rich data, it'll help us to be able to support why and how we can build our capacity. And so once again, a blessing that our paths cross. Good Lord. Okay. So, and isn't it interesting in like all the things in which you've done, which is amazing, that, breastfeeding, like just breastfeeding ties into a lot of that in so many different ways. So like, in some of our conversations that we've had, your world is wide open, but like, with what we're doing for breastfeeding, and then it does, branches out to some other things in which you're working on. It's like, it's amazing to me how, we talk about breastfeeding being the first food. And
Right.
so in a lot of the other things in which you are entrenched in, it's almost like the first steps to that as well, um, and so it's amazing with this work that we do in BSTARS, and even now that I'm doing with the United States Breastfeeding Committee, that it's almost like, if only some real other true folks could like learn from some of our examples and what we're trying to do in those innate first moments of life and birth, that if we could like, take a note or two for the rest of some of the things going on in our family, our communities, our country, that
Absolutely.
we could heal a lot. There's a saying, a little breast milk on it,
Yeah.
it doesn't just apply to just, the situations in which you think it would.
Yeah.
So you are helping us to heal in so many other ways than what you think you are, Charlicia. And just to say, she likes to be called Blue. And I love Blue, but I love Charlicia. So it's just like, so I'm torn. But so one of our reasons for doing this for our BSTARS Live Meetup is so that our members and our much larger audience get to see your face and to know you, because you will, with permission, be collecting data. So our goal, Charlicia and I together, and other members of BSTARS, is to do a quantitative study on anyone in whom BSTARS has touched. in terms of those who have come to our meetings. There are some BSTARS members who have never been to a meeting but have really gotten some support from our online social media platforms, and even some of our other breastfeeding organizations in this work that we do. Like I said, that we are helping to add to the culture surrounding breastfeeding education work, and so we with your help, we'll be able to actually get some true data that we can share back to our members and our colleagues and our friends and family. As I love to call them, I call a lot of the people in this work my sisters, and I truly mean that. Um, and so if I don't do it, it's on purpose. So but it's just it's we I was it feels organic to me, this work, and we are healing ourselves as Black women, all the historical traumas, and so there's just like so many things to this. There's so many things to this. And once again, I'm so glad, with you being a younger master's student, that I found, as I got into this work as a person in her 40s, a lot of really great information was gate kept by a lot of older, predominantly white women, and so they didn't want to make space for younger, a more colorful room. And so for us, trying to be intentional in this work, it is our goal to find our spaces, because there's a lot of work to do, but also to bridge in the younger generations, so that in healing our historical traumas, we don't repeat certain cycles that we definitely don't want to repeat, and that we also know that our future is shining and bright, and we gonna be okay, because I don't want to be 80 years old, still in the trenches, feeling like I have to, hustle for my place in here, when I know I have you and others who are coming right up behind us. And then I can go, so I can still support. But
Yeah.
there's other things to this that there's room for everyone. And our legacy being strong, I just am super excited for so many reasons of this partnership with you, and collecting this data. So I know that we're at the infancy of this, but I wanted to see how and you're trying to start getting this data collection together. I know it's going to be in two phases,
Mhm.
because there's going to be some interviews as
Yeah.
well as an actual survey.
Yeah.
So, what are some things in which you, and in our conversations and all,
Mhm.
I know we gave you a very rough beginning of some information that we'd like to collect. What are some points that you are looking forward to, asking these questions and getting some data from?
Okay, so I'm actually very excited to see what kind of influenced people to go ahead and take the journey of breastfeeding.
Hmm.
What type of support did they have? How has being in a community like B-Stars assisted, which the survey addresses, but I'm also very interested as well, because I feel like a lot of women in the Black community are expected to take on so many different roles, and it's good to have support. So I'm very excited and very interested to look at those kind of things. I would like to see, like, would it be helpful for Black women to see more Black breastfeeding women who are sharing their experiences and who are passing down tips and advice, and how effective it would be to see people in your community doing the things that you want to do.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, those are all things I want to know too. See, that's why it's gonna be great. And I look forward to also collecting, like, last December. This pandemic has been a mixed blessing. I'll put it that way, a very
Mhm.
mixed blessing. But there are some things that my BSTARS and other organizations did a little bit sooner than they thought they would have, in terms of meeting virtually, having definitely a larger audience because of that,
Mhm.
being on virtual platforms. And so last December, instead of us having a joint meeting with another the Shelby County Breastfeeding Coalition, um, we usually meet up, in December and just celebrate the year and all that. And so, of course, we couldn't do that. So we did a BSTARS family reunion. And so we met with some members, past and present, to see what's going on in their lives. And it was just amazing. Some are now in birth work. Some are graduated and on to their profession. Some are small business owners, just like, what are you, a check-in, what are you up to now, in this wonderful journey of not only mommyhood but family, but also in your self journey, because sometimes people feel like, when you get pregnant, when you decide to breastfeed, all these things. Yes, it is a protection, I will say. But some people feel like it's a lockdown, and it's not. You know, uh, it's a responsibility. I feel like it's a gift before God. And so you have to nurture that, but you also have to nurture yourself, because if you are giving everything you have to your family and don't have anything for yourself, well, that's not good either. And so, in that, in breastfeeding, in growing, I look forward to our members seeing, like, capturing where they were and where they are, and for other young moms, new moms, to realize, okay, my life's not over. It's like, this is just a new chapter. Black women have been doing this forever, and now I'm joining the ranks, and I'm ready to, see where this is going to take me.
Right.
So, like, all of that great information, I know that it's going to be in depth. So it's probably going to be, take a little time to get the survey done and the interview done, the actual thing. But we're going to try our best not to, have it be too long. But once again, we're just really trying to collect some rich data on our members, past and present, as well as our organizations in which we partner with, to see just how we can continue to support each other. BSTARS is just one of many wonderful Black led organizations across the country who are doing relatively the same work. We have our own spins on certain things, but it's all the same thing. Put the baby to the breast, you know, girl, you can do this. You got this. So we just try to strengthen our sisters, our members who are our sisters in our family, and each other in this work, to know that we continue to be on the right path. And with you with us, we know that we're headed in a good direction. And I'm so thankful for you being able to give us some time. And so, speaking of time, I know that we just started our practicum, together. And Shakura has been super helpful with that. So, in terms of timetabling, and this, of course, is really rough and raw. We're not holding you or me to the letter,
Yeah.
but how long do you think it will take before we start to do interviews and doing the surveys?
Um, I well, I have the surveys. They need to kind of be looked over and critiqued or edited, but I can send them out, as soon as that happens. And
Okay.
then after analyzing survey results, I can go ahead and start forming the interview questions, and it shouldn't take longer than maybe like two weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Okay. Wow. All
Yeah.
right. That's that. Okay. That was sooner than even I was like, hey, all right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look forward to that. And I know we are due for a check-in and check-up and all that. That is exciting. I thank you for being willing to join us on this journey. What is there anything that, and I know I ask you this sometimes, is there anything that else that you need from us in what you are going through for your practicum, and
Mhm.
just, anything?
I would just say any way that I could help, that I could be of assistance, I'm willing to. I'm here. I got the approval because I'm not sure how much time that it's going to take to try to really do the interviews, but I got the approval from my advisor today to kind of we can extend it to maybe like middle of October.
All right.
So
Awesome.
so I'm here. I'm available. Anything that you need from me, just let me know. And as much recruitment assistance as possible.
Awesome. That's awesome. So our goal is 25 interviews, right?
Yes.
And then our survey, we're going to kind of leave open ended, but we are hoping for more than 100 plus.
Yes.
We have helped over quite a few hundred families in our almost 6 years of existence. And so we would really love to be able to have that quantitative. That's the quantitative part, right? When you get,
Yes.
okay, all right. Um, just make sure that we have a rich quantity, that's right, of participants to be able to really break down those numbers. See, I like looking at data, I don't like collecting it. So once again, we all have our gifts. So I definitely appreciate you with this process. And once again, that will help BSTARS to be able to build its capacity, go after funding that is desperately needed and all that, but they want to know, why should we invest in you? Beyond, yeah, you look good on social media and we see you, doing things in the community, but beyond that, is it really making a difference? And I truly believe it is. We hear from our members all the time, and it's one of the reasons why we continue to do what we do. But beyond that, honoring Black women's time and energies, a lot of what we do is still voluntary work.
Yeah.
And so it would truly be great to build our capacity, get some funding behind us,
Yeah.
and to really blow this thing out the water, and support as we can, support our members, but it's also support our other membership, our other colleagues in this work, trying to figure out how we can make this even better, even and enrich this even more, but what's interesting, the goal in all of this actually is for us really to go out of business. Can you imagine a country
Yeah.
that breastfeeding is a norm,
Right.
and our government supports women at work and
Right.
pregnant families, and and all that, and yes, you still have your breastfeeding education and support as needed,
Mhm.
but it's so normalized
Right.
that you can go to your grandmother, your sister, your aunt, for some of that basic information you may need. And if there may be a problem that arises, you have it as well, but you know that it's there. But it's not such a big deal,
Mhm.
So I love being a part of something that, if all goes right with God's help, that I won't have much of a job. I'll still be, the breastfeeding lady, and all that. But it's like, yeah, you already got this. Yeah, your family already
Right.
told you the right things to do. Oh, you're good.
Right.
So that's amazing, including my family. I come from a unbroken line of breastfeeding moms, but for that to be the norm, that's not the norm right now.
Right.
So just all those things. That's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about this work, and I love your passion as well. Anything that you'd like to add for our audience?
Um, that's pretty much all for me. I'm excited. Once again, I keep saying how excited I am, and I think it was awesome that you mentioned healing, because I always tell myself, Black women, we're gonna heal this nation, and I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to be an advocate, and I'm here. I'm here for the long haul, pretty much.
Awesome. I so appreciate that. We have had some very super supportive master students in the past, and some they come and they glean and they get what they need and they go, and it's a bittersweet relationship and experience. And then with Shakura, she has been awesome and amazing. She almost was like, "Oh yeah, you think I'm going somewhere? You watch, you watch." So it's like, "Whoa, Shakura, oh my goodness!" And so she's like, "Okay." Now she's going out for a doctor. She's like, look, we need to find more people like, like us. And I said, you're
Yeah.
so right. And so you were a prayer answered. And I'm saying that because we're also trying to open up where we have the capacity to be able to have maybe perhaps some other help in some other areas of what BSTARS needs. And so in our membership, if you find that you're in your master's program and in need of some support in that, please reach out. There we will find space. If it's gonna be a good fit, it's gonna be a great fit. But again, Charlicia, I appreciate you for your time and energies. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm just going to close out really quickly.
All
And
right.
then I know you and I are going to be meeting up shortly.
Yes.
Awesome. So just hang on, just hold on.
Okay.
So in closing, everyone, BSTARS, thank you for joining us for this BSTARS live meetup. And once again, we're trying to get back on schedule. July is our anniversary month, so BSTARS turned 6. Woohoo! Can you believe 6 years old? Last year we did our annual pool party in our backyard and our kiddie pools. And so our community centers are just opening up. And so if we do a pool party this year in person, it will just be to meet at the community center there. I will know better by the end of this week to know if we'll be meeting at the Hickory Hill Community Center in Memphis. But if not, we'll be back at our kiddie pools. Because that was one of the things we talked about as an organization about how we were going to celebrate, and it was going to be July. Let's have a pool party. Okay, well, let's do it in a safe place. So community center it is with 4 lifeguards, and so we've been doing that for the last couple of years, and so we'll see if we're getting back to that, or we may still wait a year. But I'll stay tuned for that. Also, our colleagues and partner organizations, please look out for checks arriving in the mail. I needed a moment of pause after USBC, as well as the Tennessee Breastfeeding Symposium, of some health things in which some of you all know about. So I do apologize, but we are working on that now. So looking forward to getting that to you all and figuring out what's next on our to-do list and the work that we can share and support each other in. All right. Well, other than that, moms, stay encouraged. It has been quite the year and a half. We've been trying our best to figure out how we still can be supportive to you along your journey. And we will continue to figure out this thing together. You are being the best you can, and we miss you, love you. We support you in any way that we can. And if you are in need of help, please continue to reach out. The best platforms to do it is here on Facebook. But if you need me directly, my number is on the flyer. And so if you'll text first, and then we can get you with a lactation professional to be able to support your needs. But continue to keep up the great work that you're doing, and know that you're not alone in this. All right. Well, with that, I want to just close out and say have a good evening to everyone. And thank you so much for everyone joining us. And Charlicia, thank you so much as well.
Absolutely.
And we shall talk soon. Okay. Bye.